Good afternoon, everybody. Hey, this is Dave from Tails Up Fishing and Rustic Outdoors. Hey, look us up on Facebook for Tails Up Fishing page. You'll see it's a black picture with a white tails up, fish tails up, says tails up underneath of it. And look us up on YouTube, like and comment and subscribe. If comments greatly appreciated under Rustic Outdoors on YouTube. Now, what I'm here to talk about is sinker spark plugs. Yes, I said spark plugs. You can use spark plugs as a sinker. Back when we was younger, we didn't have a whole lot of money. We was quite poor. There was getting harder to buy sinkers. I have a great down in. He'd have sinkers or whatever, and we'd take them, and he didn't like it. So we did get a spark plugs that was old, laying on the ground or whatever. We went to farm shops. It was all over the place. We picked up big round nuts, bolts. But spark plugs work the best. I mean the best. You take these sinkers these days, all shapes and sizes. I mean, all shapes and sizes. Look at that pyramid, egg shape. They're all good sinkers, don't get me wrong. But they're all made of lead. Alright, they say for one, lead's not good for the environment, but for our sinkers, a lot of this younger generation, they don't forget all about them. Using certain things that we used, and they worked great. I mean, and it was free, because lead's not cheap at all. I just want to tell you that right now, that that right there makes one of the best sinkers that you'll ever have for fishing around rocks and debris. Right there. You can see that right there. You just take a little hammer or something heavy and just tap that down until it touches. All right? Your line will not come out of that. It will not come out. But how I usually do it, I got my main line right here. That's just for purposes. It's not my real main line on my poles. Alright, I got it tied to a swivel. Three-way swivels are the best, but if you don't have three-way swivel, you just got a barrel swivel. See the spark plug? Tied to a real light line. Alright, tied right there. Okay. Now you can take up here at the top with your main line, and you can also tie off a line for your hook. Because a lot of people use the heavier line for your hook. Alright, that works best. Alright, say you throw that dude out there, bam, it's down into a rock. Fish hits it, it's gone. Gone, gone, gone. See how easy that snapped off there? And look here. And if you've got your main line coming off here for your hook, or heavier line for your hook over here, your fish is gone with it. After you get your fish in, you get your fish off of it, get you some light line, tie it back on there, put you another spark plug on there. And I'm telling you, three-way swivels work the best. But, you know, if you got those and you just got barrel swivels, or even swivels like this here with the catches, snap swivels, I like using these right here. Okay, I put my hook line on here. I put my tag line for my spark plug right here, and I got my main line running right here. So if it gets down into the rock and that's swimming up, because most of the guys nowadays, they like a Carolina rigging and they put a floater on there, and if they got a line hanging out like it there, they still got a floater on there. All right, that far from their, about that far from their hook, so that way the bait floats in the air like that, and your main line's down here. And if it gets caught up into a rock, that fish takes off, he'll either break your line, depending on how light test you put on there, or when you go to reel it in, that line will snap if it's hung up in the rock. Another thing is that it will not break if it's in the rock. I mean, if it's rubbing back and forth on a rock, it possibly cut the line, but most of the time it'll sit there and it'll hold your line in position while your bait's barely moving. Right, we all know around them big rock piles, you know, there's big flatheads in there. It's a blue, circle all that. It's a big channel, circle all that. And you throw that bluegill down there, that skipjack, that shad, bam, it's gonna tear it up. And because back in the days, like I said, we used to use big bolts, big nuts, rest of whatever's laying on the ground around the farm shop. We took in spark plugs, and that's what we use. Me and my brother, we take and have a bunch of spark plugs. Okay, and that's what we fish with, at ditches, rivers, and a lot of times we lost them spark plugs, but we got that fish in, got that catfish in, and we caught some good ones, and it works wonder, and it's a lot cheaper than that lead, a lot cheaper, because you can go to your your local gas station that does tune-ups, change spark plugs out, they got these laying all over the place, okay? Yeah, get them, just get them, get all you want. All right, they ain't gonna do it with them, but they're laying everywhere. You know you've seen them. And man, I'm telling you, you can go to a farm shop, they got these laying around out there in tiles, they'll give them to you. You can go to your local lawnmower place and get different sizes, like out of the weed eater stuff, little thicker ones, little short ones. I mean, this here probably weighs about 2 ounces, so that's good enough. I can take put 2 on these. If I lose them, who cares? I ain't got nothing in it. But you know, you talk about a lot of money. You have vested sinkers. You have a lot of money vested in sinkers. Because I go down to Kentucky, go fishing, and I find these by the handfuls down there. The guy people's lost these. And one day, I bet I picked up $50 worth of this lead right here of sinkers. This is just a few that I've got laying here on the table that I found. I got a drawer on my desk right here that is full, bunch of them. I gotta get them out there in the shop because they're getting heavy because my desk is starting to lean out because I got so many in there. But I just want to let you guys know that, you know, if you're going catfishing, your best bet is to look it up. Go back to the old school ways, what the old timers used to do it. We used to do it when we was teenagers. Even when I was in my 20s, I still done it. And over the years, I got caught up in it, trying to get them sinkers like everybody else had to, because I didn't want to throw that spark plug out there. It looked silly. But I'm telling you, it works. It's cheap because it's free. All it's going to cost you if you go fill up with gas. And you know that they do a little motor work there and change spark plugs, tune up stuff. They'll give you all the spark plugs you want. Throw you about 20, 30 of them in a tackle box. Replace your lead weights. Not as heavy. and if you lose it, just tie another light line to it. But you got to have your main line to your swivel, your heavy pound test line to your hook that desire that you need, and then a real light line that goes to the spark plug. And I'm telling you, you'll get every fish you get in unless the hook gets caught up in the rocks or they run down the rocks. But most times you're gonna lose that spark plug, but you're still gonna get your fish in. So sinker, spark plugs.